Hello, Doc, alcoholic addict, amongst other things.
Hello, Doc. Hello, Doc.
Hello, and welcome to another fantastic edition of Silver School. Today, it's kind of a continuation of a couple weeks ago. We were talking about Alan Watts. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about Carl Jung. Anybody know who Carl Jung was? Yeah. Like anybody like ever take one of those personality tests, like INJF, what have you? Those are archetypes. This is a theory. He was one of his mentors, or if not, like his main mentor was Sigmund Freud. But they kind of broke off because Sigmund Freud thought he could put everybody into this one box. You know, the whole id, ego, superego scenario. And those things do come into play, but Jung disagreed and thought that you can't put everybody in the same box. There is similarities. There's different archetypes of people, but everybody is not the same. Everybody doesn't work the same. But I don't know if any of you guys know this, but we have Carl Jung to thank for this. Because he was the first one to really say that the spiritual crisis is a root of addiction. It's not a failing. It's not just like a failing of morals, or you just can't get right, or you don't have discipline. It's not that. It's a spiritual thing, which was really actually rather controversial for a psychologist to say. So much so that he almost didn't say it, because that was not good for your career. For a psychologist to say, "Oh, you people need religion," you know, that was frowned upon. Oh my God! Jung believed that alcoholism was not just physical. It's not just the body sensation and then the allergy to alcohol, or genetics or nature versus nurture. But it was a spiritual thirst. We the type of people we are that turn into alcoholics and addicts, like we were talking about this morning, are we long for that connection. We want to be connected to something bigger than ourselves. We want something that is effective. Like when I was a little kid in church, there'd be a good sermon. And I'd be in this big church and a really good sermon, and I'd be feeling it. I'd feel that connection. I'd be like, oh my God, like a feeling of presence. And it's unlike anything else. Or like a good worship tune. And I love that. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God. That was my shiz back in the day. I'm like, oh my God, that's a banger. That slaps. You know, I felt that tune, man, when the whole worship music portion, and they hit that one, and then the whole congregation singing that same song. Man, I really felt it. Like in my heart, I'm like, man, this is something big, and that's the type of people we are. We need that connection to something bigger, something that's effective. You know, we're and really that's what we're looking for in drugs and alcohol. There's a little Latin, spiritus contra spiritum. Spirit against spirits, you know, like alcohol. That's the thing he figured out would work. Like Jung told it was Bill W.'s friend, Roland Hazard, that they were that only a spiritual experience could overcome alcoholism. And this is foundational. This is the rock that this program was built upon. The spiritual nature of it. And he literally almost didn't say it to him. Like, he was thinking it, but he's like, man, if I tell this guy this, it's going to hurt my street cred in the whole psychology community. Thank God he did. But like, just the concept of replacing the destructive spirit, alcohol, with a healing one, with a benevolent God of our understanding. Like we were talking about the other day, a couple classes ago, like, God is good. Like, it's just as simple, like the ideal. God is the best. All right, like that's something we can kind of all agree on. Like, that's a concept that we can get behind. Like, think of the best thing, and that's what God is. Like, it can be as simple as that. He talks a lot about the collective unconscious. Like, there's something that there's this thread that connects us all, and the fellowship of AA's group dynamic, like, directly reflects Jung's idea of a shared human psyche. What we, like I've talked about many times, we need a tribe. We need a clique. We need to belong. We need to have people. Like, and sure, you can be alone, and nobody's ever going to hurt you. Nobody can hurt you. You're not going to give them a chance. You're not letting anybody in your bubble. And sure, nobody can hurt you. But you also can't connect with anybody, and that's what we need as a species. That's a need that has developed in us over millions of years. That is one of the, like, our Maslow's hierarchy of need. That's one of the most OG. We need to belong. We need a social connection. We need to have people. Gang. Like, we really need each other. And just the sense that you're not alone, like, is like resonates deeply with the collective unconscious and shared patterns of suffering and healing. We've got something in common. It doesn't matter who else is in the room. Like, I've been in the room with lawyers and big time contractors. I've been in rooms with judges. Been in rooms with people like you guys. You know, like, but we all have this thing in common. Like, we're not alone. And that, just knowing, like, that we're not alone is so huge. They say the opposite of addiction is connection. We need, like, that's why this house is so important. Because like out there, different story. But in here, we know we got each other. Like, to varying degrees at times. But, everybody in this room wants what's best for everybody else in this room. And just knowing, like, we got each other's back is, it's priceless. It's one of the most useful things that you can have in your recovery, is to just know that other people got your back. And if you mess up, and like, a lot of people like, the just for today was like, keep coming back. Well, if you mess up, fall off the wagon again at work, when you go back, there's probably gonna be some judgment there. You fall off the wagon, and then go back to a meeting. They're just gonna be glad you're there. There's not gonna be judgment. They're not gonna be like, oh, you fucked up again. Sorry, but they're gonna be like, oh, thank God you're here. Like, I'm so like, screw all that. Here's a chip. Let's get back at it. And not having to worry about that judgment takes away a lot of the shame And shame is rooted in fear. And fear is a big part of it. Right. And individuation, like kind of like becoming a whole person. Like not just like the good parts, but a lot of, like I've done, like one of my first classes I recorded was recovery shadow work. We need to understand the whole us, not just the parts we like to talk about, in order to grow as a person. You know, like if you're a tree and you're trying to grow and you got like dead branches or Dutch elm disease, I'm not sure what parallel to use here, and you don't know you got a bad branch, it's going to be detrimental to your growth. So we got to know what's going on. We got to know about the whole tree. We got to know about the whole person. And it parallels the long-term transformation described in Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous. The steps aren't just about sobriety. They're a guide in restructuring the entire personality. Like, honestly, like, standing offer, okay. If you can diligently work these steps and you don't come out on the other side a happier, more well-adjusted person, I will personally give you $5. You know, like, because I attacked this program as a skeptic. I thought this was some weird cult BS. But as a lay scientist, okay, I need to do my due diligence. Okay, I don't think this is, I think this is malarkey. I think this is BS. I'm going to set out and do this hard. I'm a very controlled experiment. Good lab hygiene. I'm gonna do this study, double blind. Like I'm gonna do these exactly as it's described in the SOP, so I can prove that this program doesn't work. And I can't describe to you how happy I am to be wrong. Honestly, I love it. I love it when I'm wrong about the right things. But I don't wish more people were alcoholics and addicts. But I do wish more people took the opportunity to do the work that's described in this program, because the world would be a better place. People would be happier and better adjusted. Their lives would be more manageable. And one of the biggest boosters in the early AA program was he was a priest, and he had an eating disorder. He was an overeater. He couldn't stop. And he worked these steps. Like, he supported AA because he saw the value there, and he worked these steps to address his overeating issue. It solved that problem. There's there's GA, Gamblers Anonymous, there's SA. You know, all their meetings are online. Kicked out of the parking lot. But no, like this, you can apply this SOP to virtually any problem you have. And not only are you going to address your problem, you're going to be a better person on the other side. Because Jung, like I talked about, believed that humans relate to universal archetypes. You guys should all, like, if you get a chance, I'm sure there's apps and websites and stuff. Take a personality test and categorize you according to his archetypes. You'll learn something about yourself. And actually, knowledge is power. It's going to make some things make sense. Oh, so that's why me and old girl, would always fight, and it would never work out. Because our personality archetypes were not compatible, and it doesn't matter how hard I try or how much I love her or how much she loves me. We are not compatible. And something I've really had to learn in my dating experience since getting out. No, but the concept of a higher power in AA can be seen as basically an archetypal expression of the self or God image, accessible regardless of a specific religion or belief. Like that's why, okay, if you have a problem with a God of your understanding, just change your understanding of God. It can be as simple as God is good. Just that simple. We can all agree with that. There is bad, so there is good. Like, okay, the good stuff, that's God. Rest of it, that's the other guy. And okay, it doesn't take any fancy belief system. You don't have to. There's no entry fee. You don't have to like to understand and agree that dynamic. And initially, and like I talk about all the time, using the rooms. If you have a problem with a higher power, initially, using the rooms will get you all the way up to step 7. Better than halfway through. But in step 3, it takes humility. Like, and you got to work these steps in order. Can't just work them how you want to work them. You got to work them in order. And yeah, so you get up to step 3, and there's some humility required. Being at this house requires humility. We've been like, I'm a grown man. I had my own home and job and all the stuff. Then to come here and there is humility required. Okay, I gotta have a bunkie. You know, I get told to do what chore I'm doing. We got to put some. We don't get to be in the driver's seat as much, and that's not an easy thing for a lot of people. But pride cometh before the fall. Like, humility is required, and Jung warned over and over again of the ego's tendency to dominate and distort reality. Like step 3, turning one's will over to a higher power reflects a conscious surrender of ego control, allowing for a deeper self to guide behavior. Like, we got to let somebody else drive. We have proven historically we are not good drivers. Most of the time we don't even know where we're supposed to be going. And we're liable to crash at any minute. So, we're going to have the humility to let somebody else drive. And if you've been on a road trip and stuff and you're in the driver's seat, it is super stressful. Like, okay, man, everybody's wanting to, man, I need to hit another rest stop. I got to make sure I got gas, and we're going to have to plan on where to stop for eat, and you got to watch all the other cars. Super stressful. Takes a lot of the enjoyment out of the trip. But if you're a passenger princess in this scenario, super better. You're sitting there like, you're looking at cows, sunsets, mountain ranges, trees. You're truly appreciating and enjoying this trip we're on. Because simply for the fact that you're letting somebody else drive. If you got to work on something, you can work on it because you're not having to try and fix, manage, and control this whole situation. Maintain your distance between the next car, watch the gas gauge, watch the speedometer, check your mirrors for cops. You can focus on what's important, introspection, the work you have to do. But the only way you're going to be able to focus on that is by letting somebody else drive. Which brings us to step 4, the shadow. There's good things about every single person in this room. Every one of you, even you.
It must be Marcus he pointed at.
But there's good things. Yeah.
So if we're given an option to drive, then why are we given an opportunity to have a choice?
Yeah.
Because there are certain things that are left up to us.
Absolutely. Like what car you get in, where you guys decide to go, where you're trying to get to. It's just like the whole bus driver parallel. Okay? We'll get on a bus and sit there and play on our phone. Won't even look at the window. We're not worried at all because we trust that the person in the driver's seat is going to get us to where the bus is supposed to go. It's our job to make sure we get on the right bus. That's up to us. You get on a bus going the wrong direction, you're probably going to wind up in the wrong direction. It's our choice on what bus we get on. It's the driver's responsibility to drive. And shadow work, described by Carl Jung, is exactly what the Searching Fearless Moral Inventory we do in Step 4 is all about. All right, anything that made you feel some sort of way. Okay? How did it affect you? What did it threaten in you? Like there's this and breaking it down, the why, because there is that darkness, there is stuff that bothers us. So we can't just focus on that it bothers us. If we want it to not bother us anymore, we need to figure out why. The why of it. What's the root? Why does this bother me? Because there's a spiritual axiom described in the program: if anything disturbs you, the problem lies with you. Okay, because like I was looking at a meme today. Okay, I want to do some shadow work. Pick somebody who bothers you and write down 10 things about them that bother you. Right? And then just cross out their name and put your name at the top. Like, because those are all things, problems with you. Like, because as we've talked about in anger management all the time, like certain things like traffic really bothers you. Traffic doesn't bother you so much. Or at all. There are people like, man, traffic's traffic. Cars be driving. I completely accept it. You know, it's just the way it is. Some people are better drivers than others. Doesn't bother me at all, but it bothers you immensely. But we can take anything that bothers us and apply it. Okay, something else bothers you, like rejection bothers you immensely, but doesn't bother you at all. Okay, but we can do that with everything. So every single thing can bother you, but also doesn't have to. Whether or not it bothers you is a choice. And if something does, in fact, disturb you, you have a duty to understand why, so it no longer has to disturb you. And Jung's concept of the shadow, the hidden, denied parts of ourselves, align closely with Step 4. The fearless moral inventory is essentially a confrontation of one's shadow. It's not just anything that makes you feel some sort of way. It's everything you're scared of is covered in Step 4. The sexual inventory is in Step 4, like how you handled yourself and those sort of relationships. And did you do things right? And I don't know, I did a lot of things wrong. And it was not pleasant to go through a Step 4. I say all the time, Step 4, finishing up my Step 4, having to get help from my sponsor, was the last time I really felt like, man, I need a drink. Like, it was rough. It was rough on me. It was rough on my sponsor. I could see the pain in his eyes because it was uncomfortable. I felt bad for him. I'm like, fuck, man, I need a drink. I told him right there, I'm like, man, I fucking kind of need a drink. Not gonna, but man, it sounds nice about right now. But bringing us to Step 5, after I got done with my Step 5 and going through everything in that searching and fearless moral inventory, with God and with another human being and getting everything off my chest. I didn't have anything else to hide. Everything I was scared of, everything that ever made me feel some sort of way, everything that I've been carrying, every resentment, every brick I had in my backpack that was effectively making my life harder than it needed to be when life's already hard enough as it is, I had dissected and dropped. And as much as I felt like I needed a drink after finishing up my step 4, that's how much I felt like I didn't need a drink after doing my step 5. I felt, oh my God, like I felt like literally like a weight had been lifted. It was just so like you could feel the change. It was palpable. And Jung emphasized the healing power of confession in making the unconscious conscious. It literally putting stuff into words, be it on the page or out loud, changes the way our brains process the information. You may know something, right, in your head, but when you have to switch it from the knowing part of your brain to the out loud or on paper part of your brain, it requires some more in-depth investigation and translation. So it literally changes because it has to be converted. It has to be converted into a feeling and a thought into words. And that act changes how we process these thoughts. Literally, you can look at it on an active MRI. It changes how we think about things by putting it into words, by putting it down on paper. And step 5, admitting wrongs to God, ourselves, and another person, mirrors the psychological release and integration. And it's huge. Like you, in a lot of these things, at the end of your step 5, your sponsor goes through and outlines based on his best estimate your defects of character. And some of the things you didn't even realize. Some of the things, like one of mine, my big 3 were I use physicality to solve problems, to choke people out a lot. I'm self-deprecating. I put myself down a lot. And I'm overly sympathetic. That last one I thought was one of my best characteristics. I thought it was one of my best attributes, that I care about people. And I want to help them. And but there's a line that needs to be there, because I'm overly sympathetic. I will help everybody else at my own detriment. And that's what makes it a defect of character. Some defects of character are easy to get rid of than others. Okay, I won't choke people out anymore. I'm doing pretty good with that. And when I was doing it, I was doing it out of love. A long time ago, I broke some third person's optical orbit. Okay, I'm not going to put hands to anybody anymore. I'll just choke them out. We'll talk about it after their nap. And I'm pretty good at it. I'm taking your pulses. I'm putting you down. Because I'm not trying to hurt you. I just don't want to. Whatever you did to earn it, you need to stop doing it. Like, okay, I'm going to stop you from doing whatever the hell you're doing. Okay, with love. If I choke people out, I'll choke you out. It's because I care about you. And you're being a dick. I don't want to hurt you. But I can't do that anymore. I need to use my words. But the last one I didn't think was a defect of character. I thought it was one of the best things about me. And it's still something, like finding that line and those healthy boundaries is something I still work on, because I will overextend myself trying to help everybody else out. But like Robert Pirsig said, the answers are all simple. The answers are all simple, but they're only simple after you already know what they are. It's obvious. When you hear it out loud, when somebody tells you, oh man, you just do this to this and then this. Oh my God, obviously. When somebody tells you, but like if somebody gave you a piece of wire about this long and a stack of papers and tell you, hey, use this wire to hold those papers together. You'd probably like stab the wire through it and make it into a loop so the papers can come apart. But when you see a paper clip, you go, oh, obviously. That's the thing. That's the perfect way to do that. But you don't just intuitively know how to paper clip. It has to be shown to you. And humility and psychological balance, understanding the good and the bad. Jung saw like inflation of like ego superiority, thinking a little bit too highly of ourselves, as directly dangerous. Like steps 6 and 7, becoming entirely ready to have these defects of character removed, and humbly asking for the removal. Restore balance. Okay, like because that's why the rooms can only get you up to step 7. Because the rooms can't remove your shortcomings. The rooms can't remove your defects of character as much as they may want to. You gotta, it's above their pay grade. You gotta have something larger. You have to have something bigger and solid and good. Like God, for example, or the universe, Yahweh, Jehovah, Odin, Allah, Flying Spaghetti Monster. Check a box. You need something bigger. You need something solid. That because you need to kick it up the chain, because that's what it takes. And we need that to restore balance. We need to figure out what these defects of character are, be entirely ready for the removal, and ask a power greater than ourselves to remove them. And brings us to steps 8 and 9, the importance of amends and integration, and figuring out about the whole self. Making amends reflects Jung's idea that healing requires reconciling the inner and outer conflicts. Like, because if you did somebody wrong, and you know you did somebody wrong, you know you owe somebody amends, it stays with you. It's in the back of your head, always. It is always affecting you. Maybe not huge, but that guilt and shame and fear sticks with you until you make amends, and they can totally tell you to fuck off. Sorry. But it's not on them to forgive you. It's on you to ask for forgiveness. Like, okay. Then you ask, hey, I'm sorry I did this. How did that make you feel? We need to understand the full depth of what we did. And is there anything I missed? That's part of amends as well. Because sometimes the thing that you think you did them wrong, they forgot about it. That didn't even bother them at all. Or they didn't even realize you did it. But you did do this, man. There's, especially if you drink, or like take benzos, or just stay up for weeks. There's plenty of stuff we probably don't remember we did. But I know I did this guy wrong. I know I didn't do him right. I need to be ready and ask for forgiveness. And repairing relationships helps reintegrate the fractured parts of our psyche. It helps put the pieces back together. Like, no, we've addressed the wreckage of our past. We've made attempts, and even the ones, the people who aren't here anymore. Like, write a letter, say a prayer. Same rules apply. Like, it's a little bit trickier asking if you forgot, you missed anything if they're not here anymore. But you can always pray, hey, if I missed anything, let me know. Maybe something will stand out to you if you're paying attention. And just step 10, ongoing self-examination. That daily inventory. Like really for me, it's usually like morning, noon, and night. Like when I'm getting all this giant key ring and all my tools together for the day. All my stuff in a little spot. I set everything. As I'm putting there, I'm thinking about yesterday. Did I miss anything yesterday? Or is there anything I need to make right or do right today? Did I handle anything improperly? Okay. Middle of the day, I need to check in again and figure out how the rest of my day is going to go because I'm pretty busy. So I do inventory again. And then at night, when I'm taking all those tools and stuff out of my pocket, taking a physical inventory, I'm taking a spiritual inventory as well. How did I handle myself today? It doesn't take long, but it's monumentally important. And man, I'll tell you, sleep way better than I used to. Sleep like a baby. I earn enough to work hard. But I used to work hard and stay up all night just thinking about stuff. Oh, man, I should have said this or I should have done this. By continuing to take this inventory, okay, I know I did right. And hey, even if there's something I messed up, okay, here's my plan. Here's how I'm going to address it tomorrow and make it right. And I sleep like a baby. Granted, a very large, hairy baby, but a baby nonetheless. Like Jung, time and time again, emphasized continuous self-awareness. Step 10's daily inventory mirrors the lifelong process of observing and adjusting one's inner world. Like who am I? How am I living? Am I living a life I can be proud of? And making sure the answer is yes leads to a lot happier life. And it brings us to steps 11 and 12. Just the spiritual awakening and service. Jung believed that the true transformation leads to outward expression. AA's final steps, seeking conscious contact with a higher power and helping others, reflect the natural result of individuation. A life of connection, service, and purpose. Like, purpose is one of the most powerful, monumental things I've ever learned. Like, literally, the cocktail of neurotransmitters produced by living purposefully, living for something, like, you can't touch it. There's no drug that exists, and I'm pretty well versed in all the drugs. There's no drugs that exist that can do for your brain what purpose can do. Living right for something. Like, this shit is dope. Like, literally, it checks all the boxes. And just continuing to do that all day or day. Like, if you're 10, 11, 12 in it, man, you gotta work the steps in order, get through them, and keep doing it. Because, as I've said time and time again, it is, it's the last, It's the last three steps that make the wording of the first step past tense. We admitted that we were powerless over alcohol or drugs, that our lives had become unmanageable. What makes that wording past tense is the last three steps. You keep 10, 11, 12 in it, and it will stay past tense. You stop 10, 11, 12 in it, no guarantees. I'm not saying you're going to go back out, but other things might change. Might start to have a hard time sleeping at night. Might start carrying resentment again. And might go back to making life harder than it needs to be when life is already hard enough as it is. That's all I got.
Hey, Doc.